me climb all the way up here to do the opening for Police Beat.
Well, it was a good idea, it seemed like at first.
Wow.
Hey, we'll be right down in a minute. Hang on.
Hi, Fort Collins. Welcome to Fort Collins High School.
Hi, I'm Jeff Groves.
And I'm Ann Loader.
And welcome to this month's edition of Police Beat. Well, Ann, I know it's beyond me to go back to school, and you could probably qualify to go back to school over here maybe, but anyway, what we're here to learn about is the School Resource Officer Program.
Today we're going to be visiting all 3 Fort Collins high schools, talking to the school resource officers as well as students like these wonderful students we have here at Fort Collins High School.
So stick around with us and learn more about the School Resource Officer Program.
With the School Resource Officer Program, obviously it has a big impact at the high schools now in Fort Collins. I'm sitting here with several students, as well as Principal John Brzezinski and SRO Officer, actually School Resource Officer Pete Baker. You, sir, what's your first name?
Name's Ryan.
Ryan, what do you think about having a police officer always at Fort Collins High?
It's nice because I ask him questions, and most of the time he answers them and lets me know, what to do and what not, what's safe, what's not. So.
Okay. Have you seen a big change in how people act around school? Do you see a lot less stuff going on that shouldn't be going on?
No. To be honest with you, no. I mean, he's been here ever since I've been here, so I mean, I really couldn't tell a change or not.
Okay. You, sir, your first name?
Tyson.
Tyson. What do you think about Pete Baker?
I like having him here. He brings a good attitude to the school. I just know that my car is safe.
Very good point. And I think you made a comment about Officer Baker. What do you think about his helpfulness here?
I think it makes our school more safe because I don't think anyone can act up in like gang fights or anything if we had him, because he's here and it just protects the students against those kind of problems.
John, do you think that it's been a good move on the city's part and the police department to actually place a police officer at the school?
Well, I've been very happy and supportive of the program. Part of the strength of it is the people we have in the jobs. They like students, students like them, and it's a nice liaison to the community.
And Officer Baker, I know you get to kind of be on a one-to-one thing with the kids around here, and how do you see that it's working?
Well, I agree with you. We help the street officers a lot by taking a lot of the cases. We find that our caseload initially went up simply because we're at the school, and things that would go unreported before are now being reported, and we can deal with those. So it's been real positive for me.
That's great.
Pete, is there any particular aspect of the SRO position that you really like the best?
Probably the thing I like the best is the interaction with the kids. Not only just in the hallways occasionally, but we get into the classrooms too, do some instructing, and that's really nice.
Wait a minute. Now that's an aspect that I didn't know about. You're actually in the classroom doing some things. Give me some examples.
Well, for instance, at Preston Junior High School last week, we did some classes on safe babysitting and things to keep yourself safe while you're at somebody else's house.
Okay.
Also, at the end of last week here, I was in one of the law classes, and we did stuff on recent decisions by the Supreme Court and by the appeals courts, juveniles' rights, things that we can do, things that we can't do, things that they need to know as citizens, the rights that they have when being contacted by law enforcement.
That's wonderful. Now, I know a lot of people have the impression that the SRO position is just another disciplinarian in the school, and that's really not the case, is it?
No, it's not the case at all. The School Resource Officer Program is not designed to do school discipline, and nor do we want it to be. They have administrators here at the school that already take care of the discipline action. Mm-hmm. We're here to, one, try to keep the campuses safe so that you have a safe learning environment for the kids, to work on the perceptions that young people have of law enforcement officers, because a lot of the times all they know is what they see on TV,
sure,
which isn't very accurate.
No.
And the other is to work with not only the school staff and the students, but with the business community and the residential community that surround the school. This school, which is about 1,630 students and then probably another 120 staff, is really a slice of Fort Collins. And you see all the things here that you would see outside.
And obviously you have fun at what you're doing.
Oh, I love what I'm doing. I've got the best job in the police department.
Great. Thanks for letting us come into the school today.
Thanks for coming and seeing us.
All right, Pete.
Bye.
Jeff Groves, the next time you make me climb up another high place, I am going to deck you one.
If you haven't figured it out, We're here at Rocky Mountain High School, and we're going to interview Suzanne Rice, who's the school resource officer for this location. And she'll be with us in just a minute, so stick around.
Well, Jeff, we were just over at Fort Collins High School, and they had a lot of spirit over there.
I guess we'll check and see if they have any here. What do you say?
Okay.
All right.
We're here at Rocky Mountain High School with School Resource Officer Suzanne Rice. Suzanne, this is the second year that the implementation of SROs are in the schools. How do you think it's going so far?
I think it's going really good. The kids are pretty open to me being here. The parents, the teachers are really have really welcomed me, and I think it's going really well.
What's a typical day for an SRO at the schools compared to like a patrol officer like me out on the street?
Well, some days it's like patrol on the street. I wish I could divide myself in about 50 million pieces, but most days I can stay here at Rocky and deal with issues that just come in and kids that maybe need somebody to talk to, or just kind of roam the halls and keep things going pretty smoothly.
And you guys all are involved with some teaching of classes?
Yes, we all do. We all make up our own lists of what kind of classes we have expertise in and get them out to the teachers so that they know, and when they need a guest speaker to come in, that they utilize us. Plus we go into classes that are designated specific times every semester that we talk to.
What's your feeling of most of the attitudes of the kids having you here at the school every day?
I really feel pretty welcome. I know there are some kids that don't think that it's necessary for us to be here, but at the same time they don't have any problems with me being here. They just don't think that we really need a cop in the school.
We have some students here with us at Rocky Mountain High School. We're going to tell us what they feel about the SRO officer. First of all, we have Dana. Dana, what do you think of Suzanne Rice here at Rocky Mountain High School?
I think that basically her job isn't really necessary. I think Mr. Jurdy does a good job himself. I'm sure she helps out a lot, but it doesn't hurt anything, and I'm sure some people who are more involved with her feel it's necessary. The only time I've ever been involved is during like an accident that happened in the parking lot, so it just seems it's kind of a not a very useful job. But
okay, that's fine.
I'm sure it could be.
Michael, what do you think about it?
Well, I feel her job is probably necessary because it keeps kind of like the criminals like mellow and stuff, and they're not ready to do that much at school, and I think it helps with the thefts and stuff.
Also with us on this month's show is Matt Beatty, who is an associate principal at Rocky Mountain High School. Matt, thanks for being with us.
You bet, Jeff.
I thought we'd ask you similar questions that we've asked everybody else at the other schools. Is how do you feel in general about the SRO program and having a cop in the school?
I think the SRO program has been an excellent addition to the school. It connects us to our community, and Officer Rice has done an excellent job in doing that. She meets students informally in the hallways and very formally on the property in general. Officer Rice has made it real clear that the behavior that the community expects at large is what we expect here at Rocky Mountain High School. The other thing that she provides for us is a connection to our feeder schools. She's also working in 2 junior highs, and she's also been on call to local elementary. So she's spread pretty thin. I think that the SRO program on a one-to-one basis has been very successful, but it's been very demanding for us in terms of time and personnel.
So some of the comments that we have from some of the kids is that they think she's here more than she really is.
Yes, the illusion is complete.
Okay. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
Well, Ann, we've been over at Collins and we've been over at Rocky, and now we're here at Pooter. Shall we see if they have any school spirit?
I can feel the energy already.
All right, let's see. We're here with a couple students at Pooter High School. Ben, I wanted to ask you, what do you think of having a cop in the school?
Hey, it doesn't bug me. I'm never in trouble, and Tony's not a bad guy to have around.
Kind of like him?
Yeah, he's okay. He gives us candy and stuff. So.
Has he helped you out in any way?
Well, I haven't been in trouble, so, I mean, he's asked me about things before because I've been in little skirmishes and stuff, so.
Okay, but overall, you don't mind having him here? It doesn't seem to affect you in any way?
Yeah, he's just as nice as the administrators.
Cool. You know, Tony, you were talking to me a little bit a while ago off camera that the SRO program kind of started unofficially years ago. In fact, a little bit of a history. Why don't you tell us a little more about that?
Sure, Jeff. I was thinking about first of this month when we had 8 of our officers, 7 of our officers retire. One of the officers, Ed Schwartz, when I was a new officer, had started a program where he was going into the different high schools and spending about half a day just being available to the students in the counseling area, answer their questions, help them out if they had a question about a ticket or something like that, pretty much along the lines of what we're here doing today. And it just kind of reminded me of that. You know, here we are, we're starting a brand new program, we're in our 2nd year, but we really go back about 17 years.
That's fantastic. I also know that Suzanne and Pete, when we talked to them, talked about that they have other responsibilities just besides the high school. And can you elaborate a little bit more about exactly what all of your responsibilities are?
Sure, Jeff. We're primarily responsible at the high schools, but we're also assigned junior highs. I'm assigned to Blevins Junior High for mine, and I go there 1 day a week. I spend my entire day there, interact with the faculty, the staff, and the students. We're also responsible to the elementary schools, our feeder elementary schools. I've been in to talk to some of the students in the schools that have had a little bit of trouble. Maybe they're getting into some fights or something, and the school would just like us to talk to them and show them that this isn't what they should be doing. We also get called out once in a while when there's an angry parent that calls up and threatens to come out to the teacher. So we'll go stand by there and just make our presence known.
Also, well, I wanted to ask you, this is obviously a big change in some ways from the years that you spent in a marked patrol unit, and now all of a sudden you're in a school environment. You're still in uniform occasionally, and that's an option, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So sometimes you're in uniform, sometimes you're in plain clothes. Have you had to make any adjustments to this whole environment, this change like this, or is it pretty much the same?
Well, the adjustments that I've had to make, Jeff, have revolved around waiting for the radio call and then responding to that. The environment that the SRO is in is really similar to that of a one-person police department. We handle all the calls that happen here at the school as well as around our community. Neighbors will call in and ask for assistance with different things. We're there to help them. So the adjustments really haven't been that great, but there have been a few.
So in other words, you're actually like a first contact person, even though we're still all police officers, you and I and everyone else, but there's kind of a sense that I can call the school resource officer first before I call the PD to complain about something or to talk to him about something, and he'll take care of it rather than go straight to the PD.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing here. Our main goal and objective for the patrol officer in the department is to help free up people so they can handle other calls in the community. Now, we have had to call for assistance, and the patrol and detectives have been great about coming out and helping us out on this.
Great. Well, thanks for being with us, Tony.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
You bet.
I'm sitting here with Principal Sandra Lunt at Poudre High School. Sandra, regarding the school resource officer, this is the 2nd year that it's been in progress and being used at the schools. How do you feel about how it's affecting your high school?
Actually, I've been very, very pleased with how it's gone at Poudre High School. It's been great to have both the police and the sheriff's department a part of a partnership, and we've just been able to do some really exciting things for kids. It's mostly been used as a preventative thing, and we're able to kind of head off some things before they happen. We're also able to sit down and help kids through a learning process before maybe they get in trouble in a grander sense. So it's really been a nice partnership.
We'd like to thank you for joining us on this edition of Police Beat.
And we hope you found it to be informative. As a final reminder, Colorado did recently enact a new seatbelt law, which requires that children 15 years and younger are to be buckled up no matter where they sit in a car. And if you're unfortunate enough to be stopped for this violation, the ticket does go to the driver, and it's a $50 ticket. That's contrary to the current law for adults and front seat passengers, which is a $15 violation and can be issued individually. See you next month.
Goodbye and take care.